In this video, I want to talk about a very important topic, and that is who are you listening to for guidance, specifically in the VA home loan program? And I've got a very specific story about this. It's something that happened recently to me. So I had a very complex situation where there's a lot of gray areas, a lot of wonder overlays on it, a lot of different interpretations for the scenario regarding what's called intermittent occupancy, where and I have a whole other video about that. That's where someone does not lives in a separate city from where the property being purchased is located. And I finally had someone that told me they could do it, but and as I dug a little deeper, I figured out that the guy, the account executive for the particular company in question, was just telling me what I wanted to hear, and he wasn't really digging deep. And I realized, he just really wants to get the pitch and get me in there. But the downside of that is once we get into underwriting and once the person's under contract and they put a bunch of money on the table, that this thing might not close. And I was like, wow. And so that's my warning to you is who are you listening to for guidance? And here are some things you need to think about, some red flags to consider. Is first of all, like I said, what are they just telling you what they want, what you want to hear to get the deal done and pray and hope that it's going to happen? That's a lot of money on your end. You're putting all the money for earnest money, appraisals, all that kind of stuff. Are they just guessing? Or did they know? Why did they give you the advice they gave you? Are they just wanting to get the sale and hoping? And more importantly, what experience do they have in similar scenarios? Have they done this before? No, they've done it before. And they say, you know what? We've done 3 different scenarios like this, and here's why it works. Then cool. Then you're good to go, and that's what you want. But if they've never done it and they're just guessing and they're hoping and praying, then it's another great question to ask, by the way. Have you consulted with an underwriter? And that was actually the red flag on this one was I started digging a little deeper and I was like, do you have guidance from the VA and from your underwriter regarding what you just told me? And he told me no. And I was like, oh, you're just guessing and hoping and praying that this scenario is going to work. And that was kind of my tip off that he's just telling me what I wanted to hear, which is bad. The other one to figure out is this a VA rule or lender overlay? So if they're telling you something and maybe somebody else is giving you different advice, then you have to figure out, okay, and here's a perfect example of this. Some lenders will say, oh, you have to have a 600 credit score, which is entirely not true. The VA has no minimum credit score. So that would be considered a lender overlay. It's a lender rule over and above what the VA says. But certain people will say that these rules are there, that this is a VA rule. Okay, cool. Show me the handbook where the VA says that. And they can't do it because it's not in the VA handbook because it's their own rules. So you have to dig a little deeper and say, okay, where is this guidance of the VA handbook? And if they can cite the handbook and tell you, oh, yeah, it's chapter 3, section 5, part 3, that's what you want. You want someone that actually reads the handbook and knows what they're talking about, which leads to the next point. How many VA loans have they done? Are they someone that specializes in it? Someone that does one a year? And it's not entirely just production, but what percentage of their loans are VA loans? 80% plus is my percentage these days. So I know a bit about the program. What's their training background? More importantly, who do they hang out with? Is this just like I do like 90% conventional, but I do a VA loan here and there, and I'll figure it out at closing, and I'll just tell you what you want to know to get it done at closing. And if it doesn't close, whatever, I got 2 or more to do. Or are they trained at it? Are they specialized in it? And not necessarily as the company, because some of these companies say they're for veterans and, might use that in the title of their company. And then you find out that the people working there don't really know what they're talking about. So you have to figure that out too. So hopefully this helps you figure out how to vet your professional to make sure that you are working with someone that knows what the heck they're talking about. As always, if you have any questions about VA loans or anything in particular, feel free to give me a call. My number is 937-572-3713. That's where it's just scarpro.com. Thanks. Bye.